Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Vet Info Spot. The topic we'll be covering today is going to be healthy meals when you're short on time and money. So to start off, my name is Brittany, and I am a second-year occupational therapy student at Cleveland State University, and I am so thankful to be joined by my classmate and friend, Anessa, to help me discuss this topic.
Hi, everybody. My name's Anessa, and I'm also a second year student at Cleveland State in the occupational therapy program. I'm very happy to be joining you guys today to be discussing this topic of nutrition and the importance behind it.
Great. Thank you, Anessa. So first, we are going to discuss what occupational therapy is. So, occupational therapy helps people across all ages participate in activities that are required in daily life. Occupational therapy practitioners enable people of all ages to live life to the fullest by helping them promote health, prevent injury, or live better with an illness or disability. Occupational therapy can help veterans to address a variety of different topics, such as coping skills, life skills, communication skills, leisure participation, goal setting, professional development, and so many more. However, today we are going to be discussing healthy meals when you're short in time and money. So occupational therapists, when discussing this topic, can focus on evaluating any functional limitations impacting a veteran's ability to obtain, prepare food, or feed themselves. Occupational therapists can also look at nutrition management, which focuses on implementing and adhering to nutrition and hydration recommendations from the medical team, preparing meals to support health goals, and participating in health-promoting diet routines. So, why is this topic so important when discussing the veteran population? Well, understandably, veterans experience great difficulty adapting back to civilian life when they return overseas, especially those who may not have a support system from their friends or family. This can be a very challenging time adapting back to civilian life while maintaining a job, finding housing, and finding food resources. So, veterans, like millions of other citizens, experience low living wages, shortages of affordable housing, and lack of access to healthcare. Not all of which are vital parts, or all of which are vital parts of staying out of poverty and being food secure. Not to mention the stress of being food insecure and many veterans already having risks for depression or other psychological disorders. These mental illnesses can make it extremely difficult to feel secure and find resources needed to help with food insecurity.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think you made really great points about food insecurity and the risk that it plays within the veteran population. And those are also really great points about eating healthy. There are a lot of benefits that it can have on you in the mental and physical aspect.
Yes, I agree. Um, so this topic does impact veterans. However, we do acknowledge that there are a number of challenges that student veterans are also facing. Student veterans are also trying to transition back into civilian life while also trying to manage going to school on top of that. As a new student veteran, it is important to be aware of these challenges and the steps that you can take to address them. Today, I will be providing you with tips and strategies that can be used to address these challenges and barriers, specifically while addressing healthy eating. So now we are going to talk about the learning objectives for today. The learning objectives are to discuss the health benefits of eating a well-balanced diet, how this topic impacts the veteran population, suggestions on how to eat healthy when you're short on time or money, maybe both, and the resources that can be used if you're short on time and money while trying to navigate through college as a student vet. So, Anessa, how would you describe healthy eating and what do you think that entails?
So, I personally think healthy eating means receiving all of the essential nutrients your body needs in a day to survive, as well as eating unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can avoid them is good. But yeah, I think healthy eating is just you get all the nutrients you need and you're good.
Great, that's a good way to define eating healthy, and I would agree. However, there's so much more that goes into healthy eating, especially if you're running short on time or money. So, eating, as we all know, is an essential part of an individual's daily routine and is essential to staying alive. Eating a well-balanced diet provides all of the energy you need to keep active throughout the day. A well-balanced diet should provide the nutrients needed for growth and repair, helping one stay strong and healthy, and help to prevent diet-related illness. Some other major benefits of maintaining a healthy diet for adults are an increased lifespan, keeping skin, teeth, and eyes healthy, supporting muscles, boosting immunity, strengthening bones, lowers risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and can even reduce the risk of some cancers. Some other benefits are supporting healthy pregnancy and breastfeeding, helping the digestive system function, and helping achieve and maintain a healthy weight. So there are many health benefits to eating a well-balanced diet in a day. However, it can be very difficult to eat healthy when you're short on time. There are many options for how to eat healthy when you have little to no time, but not all of them provide the same nutritional value. So one quick option is eating at a fast food place or a restaurant. However, going out to eat may not always be the healthiest option. So some options to increase the nutritional value behind going out to eat is looking at the calorie count that some restaurants have on their menu, and some other tips to making restaurants a better option to eat is eating a small salad or a broth-based soup first, or getting vegetables with fish or chicken instead of fries or potatoes. And some other quick tips for eating healthy while on the run are to choose wheat bread maybe at a sandwich shop. Choose broccoli over fries when going out to eat, like mentioned before, and choosing chicken instead of a burger. And another very simple option is drinking water instead of pop or lemonade. There is also the option of meal prepping food on the days that you know you might not have time to cook. Meal prepping in advance can give you time to sit down and think about healthier choices for the foods that you want to make. There are also many companies that box up multiple meals worth of groceries and deliver them to your house, except these can be kind of expensive.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I think cooking is also an easy way to eat healthy. However, it can be time consuming. So, for me, some tips while cooking, I will lay out all my ingredients in front of me just so I have them and they're easily accessible. And this will also help me to see if I'm missing anything. So, I could go to the grocery store if I need to, or I could make something else as well if I'm missing a lot. And while going grocery shopping, I like to make a list because this keeps me from buying what I don't need or food that isn't healthy for me because I'm only going to the spots of the grocery store which I need items from instead of walking around the whole grocery store and seeing things and being like, oh, I like this, I like that, and buying it. And also, a good tip is to never go to the grocery store while you're hungry because then you'll just buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need.
That's great, Anessa. These are all topics that we are about to discuss, so that's awesome that you brought them up. So another issue that veterans may run into is how to eat healthy when you're short on money. And it can be very expensive eating healthy meals multiple times a day, especially if you're trying to support a family as well. So a couple of strategies that can be utilized for supermarket savings are planning the meals you want to eat during the week before the start of the week, making a grocery list and sticking to that list in the store, cooking at home instead of eating out, eating leftovers if there's extra food that maybe wasn't eaten in one day, not shopping when you're hungry, like Anessa said, buying generic brands instead of name brands, and also you can buy in bulk too to save some money.
Yeah, those are all great ideas. Some strategies I use when going to the grocery store are I like to make a list, and I'll typically have this list on my phone in my notes as it's just easier for me to access and check off items when I bought them. And I also like to do kind of an inventory and go through fridge, the pantry before I go grocery shopping just to see what I really need.
Yeah, that's definitely a great idea to use the resources that you might have instead of having to go out and buy things. So these options for eating healthy when short on time and money might be difficult for vets to utilize due to some environmental factors. So going out to eat might be challenging for many reasons, such as the cost being expensive if they haven't been able to get a job, maybe while transitioning back to civilian life. For some, even the noises of the grocery store could end up being overwhelming, especially with the number of shoppers alone. Therefore, some other strategies could be shopping early in the morning or late in the evening, maybe at times when it's not as busy for the general public to be there. You can even go to smaller restaurants rather than large chains. This may help subsidize the cost and diminish the loud noises. So if you are someone who does not enjoy cooking or gets stressed out while cooking, kind of like myself, there are also some tips that I can give you to reduce stress while cooking. So the first tip is to purchase all of the ingredients for your dish in advance. Make a list of the ingredients needed before, and then you can prepare everything before turning on the stove. So if you are not used to cooking or trying out a new recipe, make sure you have all the ingredients, cut them, and make sure they're ready to use before starting to cook. Don't slave over the stove every day. So this just means to meal prep for a couple days or have meals ready to heat up to reduce having to cook dinner every single night. The next strategy is clean while you cook. For me, the worst part of cooking is the cleanup afterwards. Therefore, if you clean dishes or pans throughout the time you spend cooking, it can reduce the number of overall dishes that you have to clean all at once at the end. Some other strategies that can be used are listening to music or a podcast, or even cooking with someone that enjoys it. So there are so many resources that are available to utilize in order to decrease the stress of healthy eating. We are going to go over some of the resources that are available to you at a local level as well as nationally. So the first resource I wanted to talk to you about is the CSU Food Pantry. This is a resource for college students who attend Cleveland State. There is a one-time contract agreement form that is used to keep the staff and student guests safe, as well as a number of precautions that are put in place. This one-time contract and agreement form can decrease the amount of time spent in the pantry to better support social distancing and the safety. So, how do I even use or get access to the food pantry? You just sign up for an appointment by completing the form online for one day and one time that you might plan on coming to the pantry during that week. Some other important information on using the pantry is that it is only open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on specific days throughout the month, and it is located in Berkman Hall. You will also need your student ID to get in, and you can only spend roughly 10 to 15 minutes in the pantry. You can also only shop once a week. So on top of that, there are so many apps and websites that can be utilized to help with the process of meal planning or just finding simple recipes. A couple apps that I have found helpful are the My Plate app. This app helps me healthy eating goals one day at a time. So it is a simple app that helps pick daily food goals. You can see real-time progress, and you can even earn badges along the way. It's very easy to use, and it can help you make positive changes and achieve a healthier life overall. So another great resource that can be utilized is Pinterest. This is a website or app you can download on your phone where you find many great recipes with ingredients that you might have on hand rather than going out and buying groceries for specific meals. There are also countless meals that can be made quickly by just throwing them together with ingredients that you might have laying around the house.
Yeah, I personally love Pinterest. I've used it before. I use it a lot actually for majority of what I cook and my recipes. I do like to look up certain phrases such as like easy meals to make in 30 minutes or simple recipes. And I find that the easier the recipe, the better for me. And I also love it when I have the ingredients already available to me. So this really does influence which recipe that I choose.
That's awesome. Yeah, they have so many recipes that you can just type in meals under 30 minutes to cook, and there are so many options. The next resource that we're going to talk about is the VA and a variety of different options and resources that they offer through their website. So they offer many educational handouts, and a couple of them are budget-friendly meal planning, dollar store shopping, tips for meal planning success, and a weekly planner, grocery list, and recipes. They also have food resources that can help you locate food banks in your area. So to go over some of the handouts that they have, the budget-friendly meal planning gives you a checklist of options for fruits, vegetables, dairies, grains, proteins, and other categories. The meal planning section gives you thrifty meal samples for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack options that are simple and inexpensive. The tip for meal planning success gives you strategies that can help meal plan for each week to make better choices that are in line with your healthy eating goals. The weekly meal planner gives you different dinner options for items that you have on hand and can separate them for the days that you want to make that meal. And this also gives you a column to write down items needed for that meal if you want to take it while you grocery shop. There is also a sample grocery list that can be helpful when you're trying to learn how to use a grocery list. And the last part of the handout gives you 8 different recipes with a list of ingredients and directions for how to prepare each meal. Another great resource to use is a locator for food banks in the area. All you have to do is put in your zip code and the state where you live, and it pulls up different food banks that are in your area. So the VA also offers assistance when trying to locate food. They can help you locate food banks and offer for SNAP benefits. SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and is the largest federal nutrition assistance program that provides benefits to eligible low-income individuals through an electronic benefits transfer card. There are also federal programs that can help, whether you are there for the first time or have used food assistance before. These federal programs are available to help make ends meet during difficult times and have expanded to help even more people. Some of the programs offered are help for families with a child or teen, help for families with babies, help for family members over 60, or help for families who have experienced a disaster. So there are so many different programs that are all designed to meet your family's unique needs and situations. But to wrap this up, I think the best thing to do is find out what works for you and your schedule and your budget. I also want you guys to know that it is okay to ask for help. There are so many people on campus and in the community that are wishing you the best. I hope that some of these strategies and resources were helpful, and I hope that you're able to use some of them moving forward. And Anessa, thank you for joining us today and providing your insight.
Thank you. I really enjoyed joining you and discussing the different tips that I use in my life while cooking, going grocery shopping, etc. And I've learned a lot from all of the information that was provided here today.